Let's get into it.
The big ones. We got the big ones here. We got Microsoft and Sony going head to head like this. One of them won. You decide. But yeah, let's start it off. So we got Microsoft here. What did they do? Now, at first they showed off the Gears 4 gameplay. What do you think of this?
Gears 4? It was previously announced, right?
Yeah,
It wasn't like a brand new announcement. Yeah, I think it's cool. It's a pretty damn great series for like a shooter campaign, and it's definitely nice to see more of that story, and that's what I'm excited for. I've never been super big into the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Horde mode is fun occasionally.
I always thought Horde mode was actually the best part of the games. Just sit
Yeah,
around with your buddy.
a lot of people really love that, so I'm sure people will absolutely love that and absolutely love the chance to play it more on Xbox One.
Yeah, I definitely thought those games were overhyped. When I was younger, I never really got into them. Like, I tried every single one of them, and I just couldn't bother to beat them. But, I mean, a lot of people like them, and I think that's fine. And the lightning effects look really cool. I know it's such a dumb thing, but it just looked awesome the way the lightning. Anyway,
yeah.
Killer Instinct. They're announcing a new character, and it's gonna be. I've never heard of this guy. It's General Ram from Gears. So just more kind of integration between the things.
Killer Instinct's been doing a lot of that. Like,
yeah,
I think they got Arbiter in not too long ago and stuff.
They did.
Yeah, it's cool. Killer Instinct's it's got a decent little player base, and
it's got 7 million players, is what they claim. That's pretty big for a fighting game. Actually,
pretty cool. I think it's because it's like the go-to Xbox One game for like when you don't know what to play.
Yeah,
because it's free, so like anybody can get it. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And then they showed off Forza Horizon. Oh wait, what's it called here? Forza Horizon 3, and it's set in Australia. Yeah, I've been told to say it that way. What?
Australia.
You bought a ticket for that place today.
I did.
Actually,
yeah.
That's exciting. You're going to be going there in a couple months. So, but yeah, it looks cool. Looks like a thing.
Yes, it does.
It's got cars.
It's another Forza game. They didn't change it.
Yeah.
I mean, Australia setting will be pretty cool.
It actually looks like they changed it quite a bit though, because it has more of an open world to it, which is not really typical for those types of games. And it has like a drop-in multiplayer, kind of like a Burnout Paradise or something like that.
Well, you say it's not typical, but I feel like every game series eventually tries it out.
Absolutely.
And then goes away.
But not typical. I mean, they haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's where racing games should be going for the most part. But I mean,
they're pretty good that way. Unless
you have like a racing sim, like a hardcore racing sim, like a Gran Turismo or like a Project Cars, I don't think a style like that would work. But Forza's kind of become...
A couple people are really into racing sims just laughed at you.
Why?
Those aren't real racing sims.
What's a hardcore racing sim then?
iRacing.
Okay, so we got some Recore gameplay was shown.
Recore. Oh, yeah. Right, yes.
That's the Keiji Inafune game. From the mind of... Goddamn. Mega Man. Why did I not think of that? Yeah, it looks interesting. It looks a lot more 3D platformy than I thought it would.
Yeah, no, like... I've been like super interested just for the art style and the kind of setting, just from what they're showing from trailers and stuff. And yeah, it still seems cool.
Seems cool. I feel like he's still spreading himself a little thin, seeing as like Mighty Number 9 is just about to get out now.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see Recore eventually, maybe.
Yeah. But we'll be able to focus more on it now, I guess. Speaking
of games that have taken too long to come out, we got Final Fantasy 15, originally called Versus 13, originally called whatever. Finally, it looks like it's actually going to be coming out, and the trailer they showed for it for Microsoft was weird. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I feel like the controller wasn't working properly for the guy or something. Like, he wasn't properly dodging through the attacks, and I think at one point they switched over to another screen, because usually, if you don't know, actually, at these conferences, they have like multiple people playing through the game. In case one crashes, they can go right over to another one. And I feel like that's what happened.
Yeah, it seems a little buggy. And those things like really need to go to script, and if they don't, then
yeah, because it just like
smoothly.
I was like, okay, I'm on board. Like, I'm actually really excited for this game too, and because it looks like a more serious Kingdom Hearts, which sign me the frig up. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. That was a bad trailer. I'm gonna let it pass, but
the whole game seems weird.
Something seems
I don't know
off
what to think about it.
Something seems very off about it, and I heard a sales figure that they're gonna have to sell 10 million to break even. That I forget where I heard that from, so it may not be an accurate source, but that's ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, what else we got? Yeah, Minecraft. It's Minecraft Worlds, that's what I think, or Minecraft Realms, something like that. Anyway, it's basically so you can play Minecraft between multiple devices. Basically everything but Sony and Nintendo devices. But yeah, so you can play through tablets and things like that. They even got old John Carmack up there.
They did?
Yeah, he was with his Oculus headset on. You know, he was doing his thing.
Yeah,
that's cool though.
Didn't show off the HoloLens thing this time.
Probably for the best.
Probably. I don't know. That portion of the conference was just awkward. In my opinion.
It was very awkward. It was. I mean, usually those things are, and they're always so excited. It's like, why are you excited? Like Minecraft's been out forever.
Yeah.
It's good. We get it.
We know what it is.
We get it. So yeah. Oh, sorry. We Happy Few looks awesome. I don't know. I'm really on board with it. It looks like a weird BioShock. Is kind of what you were saying. I think that's accurate.
Yeah, we had this show on at work, and like we were just watching it. We're just like, what is this?
It looks
I'm
awesome.
uncomfortable right now.
We got a downer, and they're like chasing them and stuff. And if you don't take your joy pills, and that looks
kind of cool. But I feel like playing the game would feel very depressing.
That's kind of what I want from some games, though. I mean, it can't always be fun all the time. I think if we're going to want to accept games as art, art isn't always going to make you happy.
Yeah. And
that's kind of what you have to take from it. So I think it's certainly an interesting way to take things. Like when they smashed the pinata and it was actually like a rat. That was disgusting.
That was real gross. That was, like the first time they hit the pinata and you hear a squish, I'm like,
That's not what pinatas sound like. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a dog. To be totally honest, I was like, this is gonna be bad. Speaking of things that are weird, Gwent, it's gonna be a full-on game.
Yeah, it's not that weird.
No, I know.
I mean, collectible card games are.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people love Gwent, so now it's gonna become an actual full-on thing.
Yeah, I wonder if we can compete with Hearthstone.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so.
It's bold.
It'd be very bold, but
a lot of people really love Gwent, and I think if somebody wants something a little more serious for a collectible card game,
because Gwent is definitely more deep than Hearthstone.
Yeah,
and maybe it's a better game.
Probably.
I don't know. So moving on, Tekken 7, but there's a Street Fighter character in there, but it's not Street Fighter Cross Tekken. So, we first seen this and we were like, oh, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, that's cool. And it was just Tekken 7. So it's just Tekken 7 with the Street Fighter character, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Seems cool. I'm glad.
Is that going to be a console exclusive? I wasn't exactly certain of that. I don't think it is.
Oh, you don't think so?
Is it?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I just was under the assumption it was.
I'm not entirely sure either. Speaking of ones that we're not entirely sure about, Dead Rising 4. So it's going to be Frank again.
Yeah.
And it looks like this isn't going to be a console exclusive, even though Dead Rising 3 was.
Yeah.
Because it didn't say only on Xbox. Like they were certain to say that every time, and this one did not.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting. Did you ever like the Dead Rising games? You've been a fan of that?
Honestly, I never played them. Those games don't really excite me that much. Like, it's visually cool, but like, I don't want to spend $60 on something that I'm gonna enjoy for about an hour.
I feel like those games are like Saints Row, but with zombies.
Yeah.
See, it started off kind of serious, and it's like, okay, we're in this life, we're doing it, and then by around the second or third one, things started to get really goofy. And now he's like wearing power armor, and he's like spinning around, blowing them up, slingshots and whatever. Like it's
goofy and fun to watch.
It's absolutely ridiculous at this
point.
They
had a Christmas music in the trailer too, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah, the most wonderful time of the year. Something like that. Yeah, it was cute. It was good. It was good. So then we went to Scalebound.
Yeah.
This is a game that honestly, so the idea of it, if you were to sit me down and say, listen, this is my idea for a game, boy and a dragon, they take on the friggin' world. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm 100% in. That sounds amazing. Just give it to me. But then I see it in action. This doesn't look like something I'd want to play.
Yeah, so like when I first heard about it like a year or two ago, I was like, super cool.
Yeah.
And just what I envisioned it to be is not what it seems to be now. It just seems completely different. Like
it seems like a lot of it is like going back to like an old PS2 game or like the old God of War games almost. Like such a regression. Like you perform an action and then that action leads you into a little movie and then you're not really playing.
That's what it seems like. And what I first thought it would be is like, it'd have more like a Legend of Zelda or Dark Souls type combat
that sounds
style.
Amazing. But that's not what we have. And then the dragon looks like he controls like a tank. Like it doesn't look very it doesn't look fun. That's just sure it's running better. Like it was running like crap last time we saw it. So this time it is running better, but it just, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it just doesn't look fun.
Well, it definitely did not help it look fun.
Yeah.
the guy who came up is like, I am very excited to make game.
Gaming
is my passion.
For you. It's like he had a gun pointed to the back of his head. It's like, just say the lines. Yeah, so... Yeah, that's what it is. And then this is a game that you're excited for here, Sea of Thieves.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I didn't know that much about it, and they kind of showed more gameplay and stuff. Now, and it seems way more similar to like Guns of Icarus. Now, we're kind of like a team all working together and that kind of stuff, but I don't know, it looks real fun to play with friends.
It does look fun to play with friends, and I really like the way that they showed it off, because I feel like that's the best way they could have shown it off. They did like a kind of like an LP style, like Let's Play, with some community members that they brought in, and they're like, okay guys, just play the game. And that seemed like the only way they really could show something like that off. But my problem with it is, how often are you really going to have 4 friends that are like, I'm down, let's play this game? Because that's when it only seems like it's going to be fun.
So I really want them to like explain why the game works solo.
Okay, yes.
I want to see that from the games. Like, if I can have a good solo time as a pirate in a drunken pirate world, it's sweet.
But
I'm down.
From what I saw from the gameplay, it doesn't look like solo be very fun, because you can't even see because the friggin' sail's in your way. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome that you need to rely on other people for that, and that seems really interesting. But if there's no solo experience, then I'm not even going to pick it up. I mean, I don't know.
That's fair.
I hope things turn around for that game, though.
Yep.
It looks like it could be interesting. And then from there, we head Halo Wars 2. I feel like this is a game that is right up your alley.
It is, and okay, there's a few things.
Okay.
One, there's brutes in it, and we haven't seen brutes in a Halo game.
I don't know.
They're like the monkey guys. I haven't seen brutes in a Halo game since like Halo 3.
Wow.
Like, I thought they were just like cut. Like, just
oh really?
They're not gonna like use them anymore, but apparently so. And yes, excited to see that. Second most exciting part of it, playable on PC.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which was actually a big thing that Microsoft was pushing a lot.
Yeah, a lot of that
other titles on PC. So that's super exciting. But yeah, Halo Wars 2, like as an RTS, needs to be on PC.
Okay, just so you can clarify for me, Windows 10, does that mean you can play it on Steam or no? Is there like a Windows 10 store? I've never even used it.
There is a Windows 10 store.
Oh, is that how it works? And then
you'd have to get it from there. Yeah. Instead of Steam.
That's it. But then it just runs on your PC fine. No weird DRM crap.
Your save should
fantastic.
Transfer over between that and Xbox One.
Awesome.
And
okay, cool.
I think at least for a few games, if you buy one, you also get the other.
Oh, crossplay. Nice. Yes. That's awesome. Sony's been doing that for a little while. Shots fired. And then Project Scorpio. This looks interesting, and honestly, I was saying it earlier, it's probably the most important thing that was announced at E3 so far, I think. It's really showing where Microsoft is at and what they intend to do, because this is a very, with regards to consoles, this is going to be a very powerful console, like way more powerful than what the Neo was predicted to be. So that's interesting. I feel like they're going to charge it like a boutique item, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking it's going to be around the $600 mark.
Maybe, but then you also see like a couple, like AMD's new graphics card is $200.
Yeah.
I imagine like Microsoft are able to get the like processor at like $150 a piece.
Right.
And like I honestly think they could get it down to like a $500 price range.
Maybe.
Which would be pretty sweet.
Then there's always an issue with that. So you have people who just bought their Xbox. Let's say someone just bought their Xbox One. And then you're going to show them another game that's running on essentially an Xbox One, whatever you're going to call it, but it looks way better. So then the Xbox One version is just going to look like crap. You know what I mean? Like there's...
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the way that they've kind of separate but equal is basically the motto they were taking with it. And I think that's the only way they can.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that like mindset changes between now and Scorpio's launch, because they still said like 18 months or something like that.
It's a while. It's not coming out this holiday season, that's for certain. But certainly interesting to see what we're getting from them. And now we're getting into the meat and potatoes, Kev. The good stuff. I know you were hanging in there. You're like, oh, it's Microsoft crap.
There's one more thing for Microsoft.
What?
Well, there's the Slim S, but also the customizable controllers. Looks sweet as hell. The store just went up. And yeah. Get your name engraved? Sweet. Okay, you can go on to.
Wow.
You can go on to
that sounds awesome.
Evil Corporation with the Evil Corporation music backing them.
That so doesn't sound better than God of War Norse Edition, basically. Norse what I'm calling this. Yeah. It looks awesome. Kratos comes out with a beard. Kratos, probably one of the dumbest characters in video games, literally just comes out and Calliope just screams at people. And he's screaming at this poor little boy who doesn't know how to shoot a bow properly, shot him right in the chest. I thought it was cool. It's taking a different approach to the combat this time around, and I really think it's taking a hint from. I mean, everyone says this when the combat looks tighter in a game, but it looks like it's taking a hint from Dark Souls.
Yeah, it also looks like it has
it's got the
big
rolling out
cinematic set pieces like God of War's like kind of always had.
It's kind of known for, but it's a game that's much closer to the shoulder with regards to combat because typically it was like over the top, maybe with a bit of a skew on the view. Which was interesting. It seemed like very popular for the time and around the PS2, early PS3 era. But this looks really cool. I really like what they're doing with it. They have Kratos' rage meter when he was yelling at the child. I thought that was kind of funny to see that pop up there. But yeah, it certainly looks like it's going to be an interesting game, and it has a more grounded take to it, possibly. He wasn't yelling whole time.
Yeah, it seemed way more serious than God of War normally is. And so does that mean he like shaved his beard like during God of War 1?
Was he just shaving every day?
Each morning he got up?
Yeah, just get up like, I'm gonna kill some gods, but first I gotta shave.
Yeah.
Like, what would he even sound like shaving? Just screaming the whole time. Yeah. Anyway, so then we got Days Gone, which is Sony Ben's new game, straight out of Oregon. It looks interesting. You were saying you didn't really like the way the demo looked.
So, a little skeptical on the demo just because they were showing so many zombies on screen at once, and they were all doing like very fast pathfinding and big air quotes there because I'm skettical of just how well they're going to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, because it certainly seemed like when he was shooting at them, some weren't dying.
Yeah, the action reaction was not correct on them. And then it kind of makes me think it was a little more scripted than it seemed.
I saw one point where like the zombie ran into him and it just kind of like it kept running and ran past him, like not like
attacking?
The way not the way a similar enemy would work. But also, if you were to play that section in real life, I don't think you'd play it the way he played it. You wouldn't turn back and keep shooting. I think he was just doing that to show how big the horde was.
Yeah.
So maybe they had to do something so that he wouldn't die, because that would be a really crappy demo, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be an awesome demo, but I don't know. I honestly, I don't know what they're doing with that, but it looks like a cool concept of a game. It's interesting. It's like a biker club, or what do they call themselves? Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah. So we've mostly been talking about the gameplay shown at the end of the conference because they only showed a trailer at the first, and the two seemed very distant from each other. With like, if you'd seen just the trailer, you probably wouldn't have guessed that gameplay.
I would have guessed it was more stealth oriented.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks like these zombies run and things like that too, so that's typically not something you see in video games much. Usually they're a lot slower, more plodding. But I mean, I guess you have to go, with a machine gun and just balls to the wall. But it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. I feel like the motorcycle is going to be a big aspect of it, so maybe travel or traversal could be, a lot faster. Maybe
I did notice the motorcycle kind of going around like grassy hills. It seemed like they made it handle very well. So
yeah, exactly. So it certainly seems like a big motif in it. And then we got Last Guardian, and it seems like Trico is not that special because there's 2 bird dogs. You thought you were happy with one. There's 2 of those bad boys.
One of them seemed not so friendly though.
One did seem not so friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe there's a bad one. It's like an evil twin scenario. He's got like an evil twin mustache and everything. That's my brother. He's a dick. But looks interesting. And we actually got a release date. So October 25th.
Yep.
Totally going to come out. Definitely
not going to get delayed.
I don't know. I really hope it does come out because, man, this game is just... it's never going to live up to the hype. There's no way it can ever live up to the hype. But we'll certainly see what happens. Now, a game that I am certain will live up to the hype, Horizon Zero Dawn. By God, this is just everything I want in a video game. It looks like so much fun. Like, you play as this woman in this future Earth that kind of has gone back to prehistoric times, and there's like techno dinosaurs around. That sounds awesome. Yeah. And then you hunt them for parts and things like this, and it just looked unfucking believable. Like, I don't know. What did you get away from that gameplay?
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. Honestly, Something about it just kind of reminded me of Dragon Age in a way.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it seems like it didn't have like the dialogue choice options, but other than that, it seemed kind of like
dialogue choice options.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Fucking.
That was a big reveal in this gameplay thing, actually, Kev. But yeah.
Yeah, I totally glanced past that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's Dragon Age, but retro future.
Yeah, and the combat certainly
Retro.
seems a lot more fluid than Dragon Age, because I think they certainly fixed that a lot in the latest Dragon Age, where it is more fluid combat. But in the first one, it was certainly like an old school PC game, which I actually liked a lot. But yeah, the combat looks fantastic in it, where you just kind of you take them down like you take down AT-ATs. You know what I'm saying? Just with the things.
That seems awesome cool. If there's a lot of cool like unique ways to like kind of
approach situations,
use your items and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like there was some crafting possibly in there. Really interesting. So then we have a game that I don't know if it's going to deliver on it. So it's Detroit Become Human, and this is a Quantic Dream's new game that's going to be coming out. It comes from the Kara demo, and it's David Cage's new game. Now, if you're familiar with David Cage games, they're going way back to, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the PS2 one, but that's okay. Pretty much everyone knows Heavy Rain is the big one that got a lot of people onto it, and Heavy Rain was a great game. And then we got Beyond Two Souls, which was kind of, some people love it. Some people absolutely love that game. I'm kind of on the fence. I got it day one because I was really excited because I enjoyed Heavy Rain quite a bit.
Yeah.
Picked it up. It was weird. It was all over the place. And he's making some bold claims with this game. If you saw the trailer, it seems like you have a scenario that can play out in like a ton of different ways. And that sounds like a production nightmare. Yeah. Because that game is probably going to be 5 hours long, one playthrough, and then you do another playthrough. Like, there's probably like multiple hundreds different ways to play through it. But is it going to result in a fun game?
Yeah, is it possible? In regards to this game, I was talking with some coworkers. I'm going to steal a quote from one.
Yep.
It said David Cage only ever delivers half of what he promises.
Yeah, okay.
Which is probably exactly what's going to happen with this.
Yeah.
Seems very fair.
Yeah.
At least it's not Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, he's a little better than Peter Molyneux. Some people say that he's a wannabe filmmaker, but he just makes games instead. Kind of like Hideo Kojima, right? But Hideo Kojima does it better. But yeah, I'm interested to see what we get from this. The concept looks cool. I like the synth thing. I'm really digging that. We'll see. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up too high, because when they were talking about Beyond Two Souls, I was like, I'm in. I'm in. And then I got it, and I was like, oh.
Just don't pre-order this one.
No, I didn't pre-order the other one. I never pre-order games, actually. Fight the system. And then we had PSVR, a crap ton of PSVR stuff. And the first thing that surprised, I think a lot of people, they say before Kitchen. I was like, oh, okay, I remember that Kitchen demo. Cool. And then you get to the end of it, and you're like, this is a fucking Resident Evil game? Jesus Murphy. And it can be played with PSVR from beginning to end. That's really cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, it looks like scary Resident Evil too. And
I think they really died down the scare factor in the actual demo, because some people don't like scary stuff, and I'm definitely one of those people. I was watching it like,
anybody who's like a Resident Evil fan though, like I think they all really liked this trailer. So,
yes,
that's awesome.
Yeah, no way. Plus, I heard Kitchen was very scary.
Yeah.
Quite an experience. And I mean, just when you get in with VR and things like that in a scary game, I think it brings it to a whole new level.
Yeah,
that can just scare the crap out of people, and it's something I will never try because I am too much of a baby for that crap.
Never.
And then we have Farpoint was another one. It looks like you're in space somewhere, and you're trying to. There's like robots in space, and they're scanning stuff, and you're trying to do something.
Yeah,
it looks interesting.
I don't know. I feel like with a lot of these VR games, we didn't get to see enough of them. And I think it's mostly because VR is really hard to
show. Like you need to actually do it.
Yeah,
which certainly seems like a thing. And then we got a Battlefront mission, which blows that friggin' Star Trek crap out of the water.
Oh yeah, the X-wing thing. Right?
It looks awesome. That looks like so much fun.
Yeah, it does look cool. Yeah,
I would throw up if I tried to play it, but it looks like fun. All the flipping around and stuff. And then we got something that confuses me a little bit, but the trailer was awesome for it. We got Mark Hamill's voice as the Joker, the Batman Arkham game, which is made by Rocksteady.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it Batman like Arkham redone with VR? Like the first Batman? Not the first Batman, but you know what
So
I'm
I heard a little bit more about this. Apparently it's like less action-y than the Arkham games. Kind of maybe more a little bit Detective Batman.
That actually sounds awesome.
which sounds really awesome,
Yeah.
especially in a VR experience.
Man, this sounds sick. So it's gonna be like a Batman adventure game almost.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
It does, right?
Oh man, but
hopefully that's...
wow.
Yeah.
I really don't think of...
We need to see more of it, because that was like teaser level.
Oh, absolutely. Just teaser level. But I mean, Rocksteady's name on it. I think it's interesting if it's going to be a kind of an adventure game, because I think of them as action games. But I mean, I guess that's because we've only really seen them do Batman.
Yeah.
For the most part. But yeah, certainly interesting. And then moving from that, Call of Duty actually looked pretty cool. Like the space battle stuff, that was pretty awesome.
It's weird because like every Call of Duty since like Black Ops 2 to the last one came out, they've all looked super samey, and you know, you can all tell, oh, that's Call of Duty game. It's a Call of Duty game. This
did not look.
It
like
looked different. It seems like they're kind of on a new engine or something, maybe, or they did a big rework of their engine. And
yeah, I honestly didn't know it was Call of Duty at first. Like it wasn't until they actually got in the ship and then they started shooting. I was like, this looks like Call of Duty.
The space stuff seems a little more integral than like originally.
Yeah,
because they did say that they could be flying a spaceship in it. But I think like jumping out of a spaceship and stuff. And seems cool.
Yeah, and the grappling thing to like bring them in, that just looked awesome. It looked like so much fun. I was really surprised. And then, oh my god, I lost my mind at this part. Literally, Kevin heard me scream in the other room. I was like, no fucking way. No fucking... I was just screaming at the top of my lungs.
So into it.
So we got Sean comes out, and the fucking Bandicoot music comes on, and my god, it was ridiculous. I knew it was going to happen too, because I saw the steel drums of the orchestra. I was like, no fucking way. No fucking way, because I saw them there, and I started like, I was like, no way. He comes out, you got the Crash shadow going in behind him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh god, it's going to be some Skylanders stuff. No, this is no good. They're remastering the first 3 Crash games, and that's awesome. Those are the best Crash games, and I think this is the best hope we can have of getting a new Crash game. Because if they were to announce one now, I don't know if it'd be very good.
It seems like maybe they're testing the waters.
Exactly. They're going to rebuild them from what Sean Layden said, from the ground up. So we'll see what we actually get, but I'm hoping we get something that looks good, not just like an HD remaster.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Basically, if they're doing it from ground up, they're going to end up with an engine to make a Crash Bandicoot game in.
Exactly.
And test the waters with the HD remake.
And I mean, I feel like kids are going to become attracted to it. They're fun games. Maybe they're a little outdated though. I especially the first one. But I'll be interested to see how that pans out. I'm going to buy it regardless because obviously. But yeah, I was really excited that that's actually going to become a thing. And then the whole Skylander thing is just a little bonus. It's whatever. He kind of looked goofy in the little Skylander. He kind of looked like a goofball.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's to be expected. But I was really excited about that. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Kojima walks out like a fucking badass.
He owned the place. He was such a rock star.
Oh my god. He comes out and he just like, he should have walked just a little bit slower, but that's okay. I'll let him take it. Because then he just comes out, he's like, the crowd just erupted. Oh my god, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
So then we got a game with him called Death Stranding. Weird name. Big surprise. Weird name.
Weird looking game too.
Very weird looking game. We got Norman Reedus in there, who's like got an umbilical cord to a baby, and then there's 5 floating men.
The baby disappeared, and he's in this gray world.
Honestly, this game probably isn't coming out till 2019. Like realistically, but
that is fair.
That's honestly, I'm surprised we saw something that's in engine, because the game is like, how long has he been working on it? Like, what, 6 months?
Yeah,
maybe not even that. So yeah, it's really interesting to see that. And then they ended it with something that also made me just lose my mind. There's a Spider-Man game being made by Insomniac. Are you kidding me? So there was rumors going around that it's going to be Sucker Punch, and I was like, well, that makes sense because they did the Infamous games, and I feel like it'll be a logical thing to do. But with Insomniac behind the helm, I think Sucker Punch is a fine studio. But oh my gosh, this is going to be a fantastic game.
Yeah, like that trailer started, and I heard what's his face like talking, and I'm like, Spider-Man game? Oh, interesting. And it's like Insomniac. I'm like,
yeah,
good Spider-Man game. And like, I got real interested.
Yeah, and it's a PS4 exclusive, which is really exciting. Certainly. I mean, Insomniac did Sunset Overdrive, so they have that kind of traversal down. So I feel like they can nail this, and I really like the way that Marvel's taking their approach with these games now, because they don't just have a license with Activision or something like that. They're going to people who know how to make games, and they're like, just make a good game with our property.
Yeah.
And
That's a good way to do it.
I feel like we're really going to start to get some fantastic, especially if this pans out, which I'll be surprised if it doesn't, because I mean, the Spider-Man movie, it's not going to suck. It's going to get a lot of people interested in Spider-Man again. And I don't know how this game can suck.
I don't. Spider-Man's like, it's just such a good character to put in video games. Like, as far as like superhero characters go. Because like a bunch of the other ones, they're just too strong. Like things just don't feel right. But
like
with Spider-Man,
a Superman game doesn't work. But Spider-Man, he's relatable.
Yeah, and he's very human. He just has these extra web powers.
And he's strong and spider sense and stuff. So basically, he can fight well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, which is what you want from a video game character. So he translates so well to that, and he has that kind of like wise crackiness about him that you expect from your typical kind of happy-go-lucky video game character. So it's
never too serious of a story, and
exactly.
It's really good.
Yeah. So what a conference! I mean, both were very good, and Microsoft conference was fantastic, but Sony brought down the friggin' house, man. They had the whole thing live scored too, so they did sound kind of evil when they were coming out on stage and stuff. But
it was funny. Yeah, I read
fantastic.
I read a Reddit post that Microsoft did a press conference. Sony put on a show.
Yeah,
good way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. Because Sony just showed game after game. Like the amount of time of them actually talking, it's probably like under 5 minutes, I would say.
Pretty short.
Which is very odd for a conference like that, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it didn't feel businessy. It felt about games.
There was no lull. The only lull was the Star Wars stuff, which it's Star Wars stuff, but it was Lego Star Wars stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's what we thought of the whole E3 thing. Wow.
Yeah.
What a wonderful time. Jesus Christ. 33 minutes.
Woo!